Hey, what's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome back to the channel. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. Happy Red Friday, Chiefs Kingdom, Super Bowl champs, baby. Just wanted to go over a few things with you guys about the offseason so far. Update about the free agency video I posted a few days ago. If you haven't watched it yet, please check it out. So first things first, I want to go over a little bit of free agency. We lost Reggie Ragland to the Detroit Lions. He signed a one-year deal there today. Congratulations to him. I don't think that really hurts us. He was really only like a third down linebacker, third down linebacker. Um, and we can't keep everybody. We already have negative money in cap space. We're at right now before the re-signing of Anthony Sherman and Mike Pennel. We're already at negative $975,000. So with that being said, we're not keeping everybody. Like I said, right now, we did re-sign Mike Pennel. I love the re-signing. He did great for us once we signed him midway through the season for the Super Bowl run that we did have. Another person we re-signed was Anthony Sherman. Love the guy. Great leader on the team. If you ever notice, the first two players out on the field when they come out of the tunnel are Anthony Sherman and Patrick Mahomes. So you know where he stands with the team. Next thing I wanted to talk about was cap space. I already went over that. Negative money. We're going to have to create a roster move somehow to get under the cap. Either that's something to Sammy Watkins restructure. His market value right now is at $9.5 million compared to his $21 million cap hit. So if we restructure him, offer him a 2 more years onto his contract, I think that'll get it done. There's a big reason why he hasn't been released yet. We do have one of the best wide receiver corps in the NFL, so that's a big part as to why he hasn't been released. I feel like maybe we could get Chris Jones re-signed as well to remove that cap hit of 16 million, get it down to a lower number this year, and then push it back end it to later. The money starts coming in next year. That way we have some cap space to play with this year. So I wanted to do a mock draft. I do mock drafts on two different websites. I use the Draft Network and as well as First Pick. First Pick, First Pick and the Draft Network, the way they rank their players are so different. You'll have like J.K. Dobbins in the third round on First Pick, and then he'll be gone in the second round on the Draft Network, as well as offensive linemen that are slipping on different pages. It's very weird because you hear, like, for instance, Cesar Ruiz, the center for Michigan. He can go in the first round on the Draft Network, and then on First Pick, he can go in the sixth. It's just so up in the air. I prefer to use the Draft Network just because I feel like it's more updated and it's up to par. The only bad thing is you do have to pay for trading, and I didn't want to pay, so I just took all our picks. And I just want to explain kind of what I did and how I went over it. So for our first pick in the draft, we have 5 picks this season in the draft. For the first pick, I took linebacker Kenneth Murray out of the University of Oklahoma. Kenneth Murray, I've watched him. I have a lot of family that are Oklahoma fans, so I've watched him a lot. I love the way he plays, his tenacity on defense. He's not afraid of tackling. He'll go and light somebody up. He got the speed too. And I just feel like his production at the University of Oklahoma, and just all in all, it'd be a solid pick for the Chiefs. Slide in there on Spagnola's defense. Other players that were available at that time, Grant Delpit was one. I really like Grant Delpit. He's a safety from LSU. I feel that he didn't produce what he should have produced this past season. Now, I don't know if that was because he had a high ankle sprain he was playing with most of the year, or before the season came out, he had been a lock as a first-round draft pick. So I can't really tell you. Maybe he was protecting himself. I like Grant Delpit. I just went with Kenneth Murray because of Juan Thornhill and Tyrann Mathieu. And Daniel Sorensen's a solid backup. There's a few other players there. Jeff Gladney. I'll talk about corner in a little bit because I did draft a corner in this mock. Patrick Queen was there from the linebacker from LSU. I prefer Kenneth Murray over Patrick Queen just because of production. Patrick Queen only started 1 year at LSU. Now, I know LSU's defense is always good, but that 1 year as a starter really kind of made me slide with Kenneth Murray. And DeAndre Swift was available too, but I went the linebacker route. I feel like running back isn't as strong as a need for the Chiefs at this point, especially with Damian Williams, Darwin Thompson, Darrell Williams. We still have running backs there. Now, in the second round, I went with Bryce Hall. He's a corner from the University of Virginia. He has great size. The reason I went with Bryce Hall in the second round is because I was afraid he wasn't going to be there in the third. He wasn't rated as high, but many draft experts say that if he would have came out last year, he would have been a top 50 pick. He does have a little bit of injury concern. He broke his foot. So not really that bad of injury. I mean, it's a broken foot, happens a lot in the NFL. He has great size, speed, he's physical, and we need corners, obviously. We don't have too many on the roster right now. In the third round, I went with offensive lineman Tyler Biadasz from the University of Wisconsin. Probably pronouncing the name wrong, but he's a guard center, 6'4", 314. I feel like we need to build the offensive line. Martinez Rankins, Duvernay Tardif are our guards at this point. So he could slide into either guard spot, take over for the center. And I think with Fisher and Schwartz on both sides of the line on their tackle spots, the center from Wisconsin will slide in right there with Martinez Rankins and then Duvernay Tardif if we do decide to keep Duvernay Tardif. So in the fourth round, I drafted Anfernee Jennings from the University of Alabama. Now, he's a linebacker edge slash type. I'd play him at the edge, 6'2", 256. He has a high motor, definitely willing to go after the quarterback. We'll kind of see how far he falls. And then that was the fourth round pick. So in the fifth round, I went ahead and took, this is probably going to surprise a few people because of the combine, if you paid attention to the combine. I took Trey Adams, offensive lineman out of Washington. He's a tackle, so he can slide into either tackle spot. 6'8", 318 pounds. Like I said, terrible combine. Probably had the worst combine out of everybody, but everybody remembers Orlando Brown's combine, and he just made the Pro Bowl. He does have durability concerns, so that's why he's so late in the draft. Yeah, like I said, durability towards ACL in 2017 and 2018. He had back issues. But before that, before the season had started, he was considered by many a top 10 pick in the draft because of his production at the University of Washington. Our biggest needs on the board are corner, interior offensive line, linebacker, edge, interior defensive line, safety, offensive tackle, and wide receiver. I didn't choose any running backs just because, like I said, our roster is pretty solid. I try to build us on the defensive side of the ball, with the 5 picks that we do have, try to put a few on one side, a few on the other. We have the best skill players in the league, in my opinion. I'm pretty sure you guys agree. But yeah, so that was the thing. That was the draft picks that I used. We're going to try to put out another one next week. I'm going to put in the comment section all of the picks that I made, and then you guys can just comment back and forth. Tell me what you think, where players should be ranked. So that's it for today. Lovely Red Friday, Chiefs Kingdom Super Bowl shirt on. Um, thanks for watching, checking it out, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. As always, Chiefs Kingdom, baby.